Stop. Before you skip this video, I need you to see something. Somebody just walked into what looks like a retail store, pulled out their phone, and filmed a camera that should not exist in public yet. And the footage? It is real. I have watched it a dozen times. I have paused it, zoomed in, compared it to every leaked image we have seen over the past 3 months, and everything lines up perfectly. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 has officially been spotted in the wild. The box has been leaked. A mystery accessory has appeared that nobody was expecting. And if the timeline holds up, this thing could be in our hands within weeks. Now, I know what you are thinking. We have heard this before. December, January, February. Every month there has been a rumor, a tease, a whisper, and nothing. But today is different. Today we have real, physical evidence that this camera is sitting in a warehouse somewhere ready to ship. And in this video, I am going to break down every single piece of leaked information we have, what it means for the final product, and, most importantly, whether you should actually buy it or hold your money for something even better. Stay with me until the end of this video, because the last thing I reveal might completely change your buying decision. Trust me on that. Let us get into it. Every leak, ranked by credibility. All right, let us set the scene. Over the past few months, DJI leaks have been coming in waves. Some of them were nothing, blurry renders, recycled rumors from sketchy forums. But in the last few weeks, the quality and consistency of these leaks have shifted dramatically. And that shift always means one thing: a launch is imminent. So, let me rank what we have, starting from the least credible and working up to the stuff that genuinely made my jaw drop. First, we had the spec sheet rumors circulating on Chinese tech forums back in late December. These are always hit or miss, but they did correctly predict the dual button layout below the screen weeks before the box image surfaced. So, in hindsight, those early leakers knew something. Second, we got the box. The front panel of the retail packaging was photographed and posted online, and it clearly shows the new button placement and a redesigned layout compared to the Pocket 3. This is not a render. This is a physical box sitting somewhere in a supply chain. You do not manufacture retail boxes for a product that is still months away. This alone tells us the launch window is tight. And then there is the big one, the video. Someone, and we do not know if this is a DJI employee, a retail store worker, or a supplier, was holding a production unit of the Osmo Pocket 4 in their hand, on camera. And the design matches every single leak we have seen. The button positions, the screen size, the proportions, even the accessory slot on top. This is not a prototype. This is a finished product. And the fact that it has been seen in public means distribution has already started. When cameras start showing up in stores before the announcement, you are days or weeks away, not months. The evidence is undeniable at this point. What changed, what stayed, what shocked us. Now let us talk about the actual design of this thing, because this is where opinions are going to be split. And I want to give you the most honest breakdown possible. No hype, no filler, just what the leaks are actually showing us. Starting with what stayed the same. The core form factor is still that iconic vertical gimbal camera combo that made the Pocket 3 such a hit. It is still compact, still pocketable, still built around that stabilized footage philosophy that content creators have fallen in love with. DJI is not reinventing the wheel here, and honestly, they should not. The Pocket 3 form factor works. It is clever, it is portable, and it produces footage that a phone simply cannot replicate. Now, what has changed? The most obvious difference is the physical button layout. The touchscreen-only approach on earlier models has been replaced, or at least supplemented, by 2 physical buttons sitting just below the display. If you have ever tried to operate a touchscreen gimbal camera with one hand while walking or filming yourself, you will understand exactly why this is a win. Tactile feedback matters. Muscle memory matters. Physical buttons give you confidence that the input registered without having to glance at the screen. There also appears to be a redesigned mounting point at the top of the unit, which is where things get really interesting. And we will come back to that in the next section, because that is where the biggest surprise of this whole leak story lives. Additionally, early rumors suggest native 4:3 aspect ratio shooting may be supported, which would mean you could capture portrait mode footage without flipping the entire gimbal orientation. If that is true, vertical content creators are going to love this camera. The overall aesthetic looks cleaner and slightly more premium than the Pocket 3, with what appears to be refined edges and a more confident industrial design language. It is an evolution, not a revolution, but a very thoughtful one. The selfie light. Okay? This is the one that has the entire photography and videography community completely divided. And I want to give you both sides of the argument fairly, because I think there is genuine value here, but also some real concerns that DJI needs to address before we can call this a home run. The leaked images show what appears to be a magnetic light attachment that clips onto the top of the Osmo Pocket 4. It is small, very small. We are talking about something roughly the size of a large lip balm, and the question everyone is asking is, what is the actual point of a light this tiny? money. Here is the case for it. Low light is the eternal enemy of small sensor cameras. And while the Pocket 4 is rumored to feature a 1-inch sensor, which is genuinely impressive for a camera this size, physics is physics. More light always means better footage, always. Now, I have been in situations filming travel content where I am in a dimly lit restaurant, a hotel lobby at night, or walking through a market in the evening. And even with a great sensor, the footage can look muddy and noisy. A small fill light, even a weak one, can lift the shadows just enough to make a real difference. It adds that baseline exposure bump that keeps the noise floor in check. But here is what makes this particular light genuinely exciting rather than just a gimmick. It appears to be magnetic and designed to sit within the gimbal's field of movement, which means the light could theoretically follow the subject as the gimbal rotates. If that is the case, if the light tracks with the camera rather than staying fixed, then this goes from novelty to legitimately useful in a hurry. Now the concern: if this is sold separately, it needs to be priced sensibly. A tiny light with limited output that costs $30 or $40 would be hard to justify when you could buy a proper panel light for similar money. But if it is bundled into the creator combo, the way DJI have packaged accessories before, then it becomes a great value add-on that removes the need to carry a separate light source altogether. That would be smart product design. We will have to wait for the official announcement to see how DJI positions it, but this accessory could genuinely be a differentiator for this camera in the content creator space. What DJI did not give us. Right. I have been genuinely excited for this camera, but I also want to be honest with you because you deserve a real take, not just hype content. And the truth is, there are things about the Pocket 4 that have left me a little flat. Not disappointed enough to write it off, but disappointed enough that I feel the need to flag them before you part with your money. The biggest one for me is the lens situation, and I want to be careful here because the picture is still evolving. The original hope was for a dual lens system on the standard Pocket 4. Early leaked test footage from trusted leaker Igor Bogdanov actually did show what appeared to be a vertical dual lens stack on a Pocket 4 prototype, which sent the community into a frenzy. However, the most recent evidence suggests the standard model may ship as a single lens device, with the full dual sensor treatment reserved for the Pocket 4 Pro. Nothing is confirmed yet, but that shift in expectations has been a source of real frustration for people who were hoping the base model would cover all the bases. A native second lens would have solved this entirely, and based on everything in the leaks, it does not look like we are getting one on the standard Pocket 4. That is a real missed opportunity. The Pocket 3 already pushes digital zoom that maintains decent image quality, but you cannot shoot in D-Log-M when using that zoom, and that is a limitation that matters if you are serious about color grading your footage in post. Speaking of D-Log-M, I am desperately hoping that the Pocket 4 enables D-Log-M recording across all shooting modes, including any digital zoom range. If they can unlock that, the footage latitude in post-production would be significantly better, and it would make a strong case for upgrading even from a Pocket 3 that is working perfectly fine. The other disappointment is really about expectations management. The Pocket 3 is such a refined, capable camera that DJI have painted themselves into a corner. Any upgrade that feels incremental is going to get scrutinized harder than it deserves. That is the burden of building something genuinely great. The camera changed everything. And here, right here, is why I told you to stick around until the end of this video. Because if you have been even slightly disappointed by what the standard Pocket 4 is offering, the next 60 seconds might completely change how you feel about the next 12 months of DJI releases. There are credible rumors circulating that DJI is working on a Pocket 4 Pro, and this is not just a spec bump. The Pocket 4 Pro is rumored to feature dual 1/1.1-inch sensors, a wide and telephoto combination with Hasselblad color science baked in. That is a legitimately different product category. We are talking about 2 times to 4 times optical zoom in a gimbal camera body the size of a chocolate bar. If accurate, no other handheld, compact gimbal camera on the market comes close to offering that. It is also worth pointing out that some of the earlier leaked test footage showed a vertical dual lens stack on what appeared to be a standard Pocket 4 prototype. So there is a real possibility the base model gets some form of dual camera treatment too. We will not know for certain until DJI makes the announcement, but the evidence is intriguing. Now, here is a critical piece of information that very few creators are talking about, and it affects whether you can even buy the Pro model depending on where you live. The standard Pocket 4 successfully secured FCC approval before the December 23, 2025 regulatory deadline, which means it can be sold in the United States. The Pocket 4 Pro, however, has no FCC registration on record. Due to the DJI FCC ban, any new DJI product that missed that cutoff cannot be certified for U.S. sale. This strongly suggests that the Pocket 4 Pro, even if it launches globally, may not be officially available in the United States. International buyers in Europe, Asia, and elsewhere should be fine, but US-based creators need to be aware of this limitation before banking their upgrade plans on the Pro. The timing on the Pro is also more concrete than you might expect. Insiders report that DJI is deliberately spacing the two releases to avoid product cannibalization. The standard Pocket 4 is expected to land first, with the Pocket 4 Pro reportedly targeting a May to June 2026 window. That is a meaningful gap. It gives the base model time to breathe and sell before the premium option arrives to steal its thunder. Release date. Let us talk timing and money, because this is where decisions actually get made. We have had leak-driven predictions pointing to December 2025, then January 2026, then February, and none of them landed on schedule. The original delay was reportedly caused by accessory readiness issues, not problems with the camera hardware itself. As of right now, the most credible sources are pointing to a February through April 2026 release window. The retail box exists. The units are already sitting in Chinese retail warehouses, and Amazon Germany even published a premature listing briefly. The timeline is not weeks away. In some vague sense, we are genuinely in the final stretch. On pricing, the Pocket 3 launched at $519 for the standard unit when it was released in October 2023, with the Creator Combo at $669. It is worth noting that tariffs have since pushed the current US retail price of the Pocket 3 up to around $799, so that original price point no longer represents what buyers actually pay today. For the Pocket 4, multiple leak sources place the standard model between $549 and $649, with Creator Combo bundles expected at $699 or above. That is an informed prediction based on current leaks, not a confirmed number, so treat it as a planning guide rather than a fact. The buying logic here is relatively straightforward. If you are currently shooting on a Pocket 1 or Pocket 2, the Pocket 4 will be a significant upgrade worth every penny. If you are on a Pocket 3 that is working well for you, the calculus is tighter, especially if a Pro variant is on the horizon. And if you are brand new to this camera category, the Pocket 4 launching has already started pushing the Pocket 3 into notable discount territory. The Pocket 3 is currently available at its lowest ever price point in some markets, which makes the older model exceptional value right now. Worth keeping an eye on those deals if the newer model is outside your budget. Final verdict. So here is where I land on all of this. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 is real. It is almost certainly launching very soon, and it is a genuinely solid upgrade, just not the groundbreaking leap some of us were hoping for. The physical buttons are a smart quality of life improvement. The Selfie light accessory, if priced right, could be a clever differentiator. And if the 4:3 native aspect ratio shooting is confirmed, portrait first. Creators will be very happy. But the soul of this story, for me at least, is the Pocket 4 Pro. Dual sensors, Hasselblad color science, optical zoom, and a gimbal camera. If those rumors hold up, that is a genuinely exciting product. Just be aware, if you are watching from the United States, the Pro model may not reach you through official channels due to the DJI FCC situation. International viewers are in a better position there. Either way, when more information drops, and based on the May to June timeline, it should not be too long, I will be covering every detail the moment it becomes available. Here is what I want from you right now. Hit subscribe, not because I am asking nicely, because if you care even slightly about this camera, you do not want to miss the announcement breakdown, the hands-on first look, and the full in-depth review when the Pocket 4 finally lands. I will be posting all of that content, and subscribers will see it first. Hit the notification bell. 2, because YouTube does not always show new videos to everyone automatically, and this is a channel where new information can drop at any moment. Drop a comment below and tell me, are you buying the Pocket 4 on day 1, or are you holding out for the Pro? I read every single comment, and I genuinely want to know where the community stands. This is an exciting time for compact cameras, and we are all watching the same clock tick down together. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end of this video. It genuinely means a lot. I will see you in the next one.